Big Skin Politics, Pixopine, Wheat 2 Reckoning. That was weird.
Pixopine?
Shut up.
It's pain.
Yeah.
Shots.
I mean, alright, let's fucking get to it.
Alright. What's the first game that you and I were both wrong on that we need to take a shot about?
Yeah, let's front load some of these shots.
Alright.
The only one we got in common that we were both wrong on. The Saints at the Raiders.
The Saints at the Raiders.
I will say this about the Raiders game.
About a shot.
I don't think that the Saints deserve to lose. However, it was a good game overall to the Raiders. I honestly think refereeing came into a big part. The disparity in penalties was massive, to just the point of, if you didn't see it, how could you not? It was
the Raiders built a new stadium, though. Yeah. They need wins.
Right. It makes me feel that way. It was 3-13 for the Raiders, 10-129 for the Saints, and I'm not saying all the penalties were undeserved on the Saints, but I will say about half. A lot of them were bad. There was a point where the Saints were 2nd and 41, and they kept gaining yards on those plays where the penalties just kept stacking up. It was weird. However, good job to the Raiders. I actually predicted a blowout in the other direction.
It looked like it was going to be a blowout in the other direction because the Saints were moving the ball, scored a touchdown, the Raiders scored back, and they marched the field and did it again. They looked like they were going to run the score up, but they just got out-coached. Good job, Raiders. You go on.
Yeah, it's one of those games where I'm not going to take away from it. I do feel refs came into play, but the Raiders did play well enough to win. And it's one of those things where I wish the refs had called a fair game because then I couldn't take anything away from the Raiders.
You know what I mean? I think Sean Payton straight up got out-coached. After halftime, they just looked better. The Raiders came roaring back. They looked like they were better. The receivers were getting open. They look good. I don't know how good they'll end up being, but against the Saints that night, I mean, it's just one game, but take it as it is.
It really impressed me.
Drew Brees didn't look that great without Michael Thomas, but he'll be back soon. So
it leaves me really looking forward to the teams the Raiders and Saints play this week. It's going to be the deciding factor if the Saints are washed or if the Raiders are someone to fear.
Okay, next game we got wrong.
We did not. You did. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Alright, so what I was thinking with this game was Cleveland looked pathetic against Baltimore in week 1 because they had a new coaching staff. Joe Burrow looked pretty legit.
Surprisingly good against the Chargers.
And I just felt like on a short week, Cleveland didn't have enough time to get their offensive woes and defensive woes figured out to go to Cincinnati and win. But
they were in Cleveland. They were in Cleveland.
Whatever. Wasn't enough time.
Not enough time to travel down the street, get their stuff in order.
But anyway, they ran the ball well. Baker Mayfield he bounced back, and Cleveland won. So, here's a shot.
Nick Chubb had a great game. Okay? It's the type of game I expected from the Browns, given all the hype they got this year. Against the Ravens week 1, they kind of came out flat. This was the game I expected them to do a lot better on, and they didn't just perform. They won it well. It was handily. Even though it was a 5-point differential at the end, it was decided.
I only put 1 point on Cincinnati. I wasn't that confident, but I was like, they could pull off the upset.
Well, I thought Cincinnati did admirable. But like I said, it wasn't as close as the final score margin. The Browns, they showed their talent, and it just goes to show that if they have a plan, they are a team to fear. And Bengals fans don't need to...
If they run the ball. If they run the ball, they're a good team.
And Bengals fans don't need to hide anymore. I don't know if they'll win this week, but...
I don't think you'll win a lot of games.
You're not going winless.
You're not going winless.
It's coming. I'll make a bold prediction. By week 6, they'll win a game.
That's a bold prediction of winning one game after 6 weeks.
Hey, Joe Burrow, man. He's turning them around. So who's next?
Okay.
And all in all, out of 16 games, those were your 2 misses. So good on you.
14-2. I had a pretty good week.
It's a very good one. You should have had a third. However, you did not. I picked the Falcons over the Cowboys.
I don't have to take a shot, but I feel like I do. Just because the Falcons. And no one Falcons the Falcons better than the Falcons can Falcons. The Falcons.
Stop saying Falcons. I was right in my logic. The Falcons were the better team. But how can you predict them to ruin it the way they did? It makes me mad. But, hey.
I've said so many times, Atlanta, they just piss me off because they got so many good players on their offense. Their defense ain't bad either, but they just can't freaking put it together, and they blow a 20-point lead against the Cowboys.
There should be no team in the NFL where the more of a lead you take, the more scared you can.
20 points, you should win that damn game. There's not a lot of teams.
15 with 15 minutes left. It all came down to letting them score in under 2 minutes and then not touching an onside kick. Like, gee,
They watched it roll to the Cowboys. Like, what's the onside kick rules again? And they're like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And the Cowboys get it, and then game-winning field goal.
That's the problem with the Falcons. They undeniably have talent. I took a shot here. My logic was right. They were the better team, but they lost in just heart-wrenching fashion.
That hurt. I'm not even a Falcons fan, and that hurt, man. I even picked the Cowboys, and I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you guys. Damn it.
Falcons pissed me off, but guess what? Money where the mouth is. I was wrong. Took the shot.
Good job, Cowboys. Now we got to hear freaking people like Skip Bayless gloat about how awesome you guys are and blah, 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 whatever. I don't care.
We'll all get over it. We'll see how it all goes. It's just, all right, cool.
Next game.
Next one to take a shot on. You picked Indy. I picked Minnesota. I thought, based on how feisty Minnesota looked week 1 against the Packers, this wasn't a bad choice. Okay. And how poor the Colts looked against what was supposed to be an inferior Jags. I didn't think this was a bad pick. It took 2 weeks, and I've given up on the Vikings. It was pathetic, the performance.
I don't blame you, but I know how Indy lost to the Jaguars. A terrible team we thought would be in week 1, but I just thought it was a fluke. Like, Indy is still okay. However, Phillip Rivers hasn't been playing very good, but
not a lot left there.
Just take it. It's okay. We got Jim Beam coming on the way for you. All right, buddy. Take those shots. But yeah, Indy, I don't know how well they're going to do at the end of the year, but
I'm not impressed with them.
I'm not impressed with the Vikings.
I get it, and we've said in the past, divisional games are weird, so maybe that's why they lost the Jags, especially given that people were sleeping on the Jags. Fluke. However, good job, you kicked the crap out of the Vikings. The Vikings look just sad. Kirk Cousins had less than 120 yards passing.
113 yards of offense passing.
I don't know how you manage that, especially considering the Vikings kept allowing turnovers, and then it was on their offense because their defense kept making stops. They give the Colts good field position, and then they wouldn't let them in the end zone most of the time. It was mostly field goals. It's weird because they scored almost 30 points, and the majority was field goals. The Vikings' defense is not as bad as its offense. It just, did Kirk Cousins think it was like a primetime game or something?
He misses Stephon Diggs. I don't know. They
Yeah.
got to pull their head out of their asses and start running the ball better or something. I don't know. They need to figure out their offense like immediately.
I'm starting to wonder if who was it who left at the Browns? It was
their offensive coordinator Stefanski that went.
I wonder if
their head
that
coach
is the death knell here. I kind of think that maybe that is what it's making them suffer.
They got good coaches though. Like I figured, like they'd at least get their shit together sometime throughout the season and start playing better. But so far, not so good. Sorry, guys.
The Vikings are going to be one of the worst teams for the first 4 weeks.
I thought you guys would be good too.
Not
good, but
I thought you'd be bad next year. I thought you'd be a playoff team, but 2 weeks. I shouldn't give up on a team after 2 weeks. But god dang, that was telling.
Let's move to the next game.
Next one, Rams and Philly. I picked Philly just because they were the home team. That was a poor idea of me. This isn't a full shot. Give me that. Give me some of that. Just a little.
With the Jim Bean.
Hey, product placement. We don't get paid yet.
Anyway, I picked the Rams just because Philadelphia looked just awful. They blew a 17-point lead against Washington. I didn't think that was a fluke.
The name redacted.
Just because their O-line's bad. even though they have Washington does have a good pass rush. They had one before last year, but then they got Chase Young and got even better. But just Aaron Donald, like he just throws people into people. I knew he was going to murder people, and he did. Okay, was that a terrible shot?
Don't mix that.
Whiskey with whiskey, vanilla with apple.
Yeah, it was weird.
Was it weird? I kind of want to take a shot of that now, but we're out.
Yeah, we're out. It's the Pixo pain, man.
Jared Goff played okay, and
Jared Goff didn't play okay. I'll admit it. I may have been wrong about the Rams. I expected them to take a drop this year, but based on 2 games, Jared Goff looks very well. Okay? And granted, the Eagles didn't look very good. In fact, they are the first team in the NFL to have their simulated fans boo them off the field. But
they pumped in boos after he missed like a throw or something.
They're the first one to simulate boos.
I mean, if you screw up that hard, I don't blame you because fans do it in real life, so make it realistic.
But
right?
yeah, the thing is, I've been ripping on the Rams a bit based on the amount of cap they didn't have, and I figured they'd continue their downward spiral. They look good so far. Jared Goff has been well, and I rip on him maybe because he's younger, but he's had a good, solid start.
Is it just because he lost the Super Bowl? Is that why you hate Jared Goff? Because he's okay.
It's because he won the championship game he shouldn't have won. I'll admit it. It's that.
It wasn't him, though. It was
I know.
Okay,
and
whatever.
He's played well. He's played well. He won this, him and Tyler Higbee. A weird pickup, or not pickup, but 3 touchdowns to the tight end. Solid, honestly, for the Rams. Good for them.
Okay.
I don't know how much more you can say about that. Just the Eagles look like trash and the Rams look good on the road. I kind of expect those trends to, continue the way they've been.
Did you pick the Rams to beat the Bills this week?
I did actually. But
cross country?
I did, bias.
I don't buy the Bills, man. They beat the Dolphins and the Jets, but unrelated, whatever.
I play into biases a bit, but god dang it, I want to win some money. But that's neither here nor there. The last game I was wrong on was Denver at Pittsburgh.
Here you go, buddy.
Will you pour it for me?
I'm going to pour you a big shot.
Here's the thing. This is one of those games where I feel my logic was right. It just didn't pay out. Because 26-21... Really? Alright. 26-21, the Broncos, they were in a position to win on 4th and 2 on, I want to say it was right outside, if not in, the Steelers' red zone. They could have won it despite a very huge mistake early in the game, giving the Steelers I want to say it was a fumble return.
No, they didn't return a fumble. They got a
massive return.
I was on a 3rd down.
Yeah. The Broncos could have won this game with a backup quarterback.
With Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah, and
the Steelers are overrated.
The Broncos' defense is pretty good, and I picked them on the road against the Steelers, and they were so close. I was wrong.
It was close, but
my logic was there. I wasn't picking out of hate. It was apparent. It's just they came up just short, and I kind of think the Broncos' bad luck won't persist, and the Steelers' good luck won't either. And it's as simple as that.
It's sad that they lost Von Miller before the season. Like, I don't like the Broncos, but I like Von Miller. It's a shame he had a season-ending injury.
Dude, that's like a shot and a half. That was more than a mouthful. Come on.
Yes. It's the pics of pain, not pics of enjoyment.
Yeah, okay.
Do it.
Yeah, alright.
Anyway.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Denver played not very well on offense. Drew Lock is out for a few games. I don't know how long he's out for.
A couple weeks, 3 to 4.
But that sucks because Drew Lock, he looked okay. Drew Lock doesn't look bad.
No, but Jeff
Driscoll didn't look bad either. Against
that hits you quick. Jeff Driscoll looked very good in his limited role. There we go. That was that one.
Even though the Steelers' defense is supposed to be like elite, but I kind of think the Steelers are pretty freaking overrated. They're ranked 4th overall in power rankings right now. I don't buy them as a top 10 team.
No one should. But
I won't say they're far out of the top 10. Like 11th maybe. 12th maybe, but I wouldn't put them top 5. Like
based on beating the Giants and the Broncos?
No. Fuck no.
No.
Especially like
what happens? Regular no. Quit swearing.
Like what happens if they lose the Texans? People are going to open their eyes and be like, okay, maybe we're a little too high on the Steelers.
To be fair, we can swear and drink until we get popular enough to
we're not going to get demonetized. We get like 6 views of video.
This is going to be a fine line we'll walk when we get popular enough to try and then avoid demonetizement.
All right, when I get more than 100 views of video,
we'll see. But yeah, that's the thing with the Steelers and the Broncos. Next game, no one has to take a shot. We were right. Chicago and the New York Giants. Chicago, how does it feel to be 2-0 and to know you should be 0-2?
I don't buy you as 2-0 because I think Trubisky is awful. Your defense is still okay, but your offense still worries me. But you beat the Giants, who might be the worst team in the NFL, so clap, clap, clap.
You had a 17-point lead, and you gave 13 points, and then almost allowed a last-minute touchdown to seal the game in favor of the Giants at home. What the goddamn ever-loving hell shit. I'm swearing.
You cussed, you motherfucker.
They're not going to demonetize us. We're no one.
Ian
what the hell was that? The Giants aren't a good team, and you even took Saquon Barkley out of the game, and that didn't stop the comeback. I dropped that pen. Didn't stop the comeback.
It did not.
It's one of those things where...
It was a bad game, dude. Don't read too much into it.
Realistically,
New York's bad.
Realistically, the Bears are on par with the Packers, but I don't think there's a single Bears fan that would say, honestly,
we'll win the division.
We're 2-0. I think they'd be like, we're 2-0.
We're 2-0, but is it a real 2-0? Because I don't even buy into... Because Trubisky isn't a good quarterback, man.
No, he had a terrible game. After his first half was fine. They didn't score after the half. Okay, on a team that is actually possibly one of the worst in the NFL, which really brings back the question: Chicago, please don't do better. You know what? We're probably drawing out this. That's all we need to say.
Move to the next game.
Detroit and Green Bay. We were right. Green Bay kicked the crap out of the Lions. It was like 42-21.
The Lions can't play divisional opponents, but Green Bay is pretty good at playing divisional opponents.
And I think that's all you really need to say. I don't think the Lions are crap and or shit. We'll get monetized eventually. Yeah, I mean shit. But Green Bay is doing what they need to do. They're doing well, and they're good at beating divisional opponents.
I like Twisted Tea, by the way.
Fantastic. I don't know what more to say about that. I expect Green Bay to win. The one caveat on that game was the Lions took a weird 14-3 lead, but it's a lot like last year.
I remember looking up the scores and seeing that, like, oh, Detroit's in the way, but Green Bay is going to win.
Yeah, and then they just demolished them. Detroit, I'm not going to lie, fire Matt Patricia. That's the end of anything. Jim Caldwell wasn't good enough at 9-7, but let's keep this guy that's had us win 9 games in 3 seasons. Come on!
He might be worse than Adam Gase, and that's like,
pretty damn. No, don't be a dick. He's not.
How many games has Adam Gase won in the last 3 years?
Not enough.
Is it more than 9?
It's more garbage time than it. Screw you. Okay.
Is it more than 9? Because Matt Patricia's won 9. 3 fucking seasons.
He's won a game against Adam Gase. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Matt Patricia is awful. Fire him. Get rid of him. Get Jim Caldwell back. I don't care. Hire Gary Kubiak. I don't give a shit.
I get it. 9-7 is annoying. But it is the playoffs sometimes.
It gets old seeing you guys being so bad for so long.
No, what gets old is seeing you with all this talent. Matt Stafford is a top 10 quarterback, and I don't know a person who would argue it. But really?
Borderline 10, but he's pretty damn good. All he has is stats.
He has barely enough fucking
regular
playoff appearances. Dude, this is hard. Okay. Alright, we should probably pick it up. Jackson, Tennessee. Gardner Minshew. Did he play well? Yes. Did he play well Thursday night.
We surprisingly feisty against the Titans, but that's divisional. Whatever. I still think the Jaguars suck.
Yeah.
The Titans don't suck, so
the Titans are a top 5 team. Top.
Would you say 5?
AFC. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Top 3 AFC. I'd say that. It was a game where the Titans kind of controlled it. The Jaguars kind of crawled back, kind of surprising, and then Steven Gostkowski made again the game-winning kick. So that's interesting. If he does it the third week, that's awesome. It means he's gotten over his yips. Titans are good, but I guess the Jags know how to play their divisional opponents, and maybe they don't know how to play anyone else.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thursday night.
L.
It's nice to film this.
Take that, L. You know what's so weird doing Pixel Pain on Saturday after the games had already happened like 6 days ago?
That the games
Thursday night football had already happened.
Yeah. It's awkward. Sorry, guys. But at least
it might
be interesting-ish.
We should do this on like Tuesday, but...
Dude, I don't want to work drunk.
Neither am I.
Dude.
Or hungover, so
yeah.
Fucking deal with it. Next game.
You regularly deal with it. Let's see. Buffalo at Miami. Yeah, I picked Buffalo.
Did you though?
I did.
Did you though?
Not on the other thing, but on here I did, because I'm not an asshole, and I'm not an idiot.
I don't believe Buffalo is really this, because people are talking about like how Josh Allen's like leading the NFL in passing and
To
shit.
be fair, he has had 2 great games.
He's played the fucking Dolphins and the freaking Jets.
The fucking
the
Dolphins?
Jets have them.
Jets? You mean the fucking Jets and the frickin' Dolphins? We had a better game against him, man.
The Jets have 40 missed tackles. 40 in 2 fucking games.
True.
You're
like, we had a fine game. Come on, don't be a dick here. We did all right. We had the lead for like 3 minutes. Give me
the
that.
Bills are okay, but I don't buy like
the
they're
Bills,
world beaters. Man. They're acting like Josh Allen's like Patrick Mahomes. How much?
Josh Allen is improved.
He has, but I don't buy him as a very good.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
I wouldn't put him top 5 quarterback. All right.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
The Bills are a team to look out for. However, given the fact that the Dolphins desperately needed a preseason, the fact that we took a lead at all is kind of a telltale. I don't expect the Bills to be the massive world beaters they're being portrayed to be. I think they'll be a very good team. I don't think they'll be a very great team. I'd still put them under the Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, the other division leaders. Shit, that's it.
Just moving on to the next game. Fuck.
Fair enough. God damn, this isn't me. You should narrate.
I don't know what the next game is. You just got
it. That one.
We
should hurry it up.
We already talked about Pittsburgh.
San Francisco and the New York Jets. This will be the closest, smallest one. Jesus Christ.
Did you beat the Jets? What did it cost?
I don't.
Everything.
Okay, so the San Francisco Niners beat the goddamn fucking Jets.
They beat the Jets at every cost, though.
You're the sober one here, man.
I'm not sober. I've been taking shots and drinking twisted tea and other shots.
We have a time limit to try and keep up.
No, that's the picks stuff.
Jets suck. They lost to the most injured team during that game. Weirdly.
The Niners are still good despite the injuries. And
however,
they beat the Giants despite the injuries because the Giants are bad.
They got crushed by injuries, and they still won 31-2.
I feel sorry for your Niners.
However, guess what? It wasn't 31-13. The Jets scored a touchdown in the final 2 minutes. How do you lose that bad to backups? Adam Gase! We so many videos, and you suck this much. Fire him. Wait, don't fire him before we play you. Please. Do not fire him before the Dolphins play you. All I gotta say.
Whatever. Move on.
What's the next one? Blah, blah, blah. Carolina, Tampa Bay. Brady has a bounce back game. God, this...
I figured Tampa Bay would win because it was in Tampa Bay and Carolina hasn't looked very good. I thought that maybe they'd be okay, but I didn't expect them to be like a playoff team, but
No.
they look pretty goddamn bad so far. I think Carolina might be one of the worst teams in the NFL.
What's weird is Tampa Bay took that 21-0 lead. Carolina came back 21-14. It was in the fourth quarter. It was one of those weird things, and then Tampa Bay still won by like 17 points. It was one of those games that made you be like, maybe Carolina's feisty, but they're not good. And then the last, Christian McCaffrey, which again ties into...
He got hurt, and that's sad.
I'm sorry, Panthers. Win one game, and you've done it. You're good for the year.
Just win one game.
That's all you need.
Just get Trevor Lawrence. Why not?
Did all Brady have a good game? No. It was fine. But Gronk's still a non-factor. But I'll decide if the Bucs are good based on next week on the Raiders. But I'm not going to oversell them on the Panthers.
Just move on to the next game. Washington at Arizona.
The former... Oh, wait, no.
Washington.
The team formerly known as the Skins. The Washingtons. The name redacted.
The Washington.
How did they do?
Dude, they got Arizona mopped the floor with them.
Disrespected. My favorite part of that game
was the Kyler Murray touchdown?
Not even that. Well, actually that, but I'll build up to it story-wise. Washington was down 0-20, kicked a field goal to be like, oh, we're still in this. And then on fourth down, the Cardinals decided, you know what? How dare you? How dare you? We could put you back to down by 17. But you know what? We're going to convert this 4th and 6 and put you down by 24 instead. You think about what you did. The Cardinals are a weirdly strong team. I like Kyler Murray. I like the Cardinals. But holy crap!
Before the season started, Kyler Murray's going to win MVP.
The level of disrespect in that play. Simply, it was beautiful.
If Russell Wilson comes down to earth just this much, Kyler Murray's winning MVP, dude.
That's really all I got to say on that. What's the next one?
The KC at the Chargers.
Let's give the Chargers that credit.
Justin Herbert, you did okay, dude. Like
your game,
I thought you'd be a little bit worse, but you looked fine your first game.
Your game was really good based on a doctor not knowing how to, I guess, not puncture a lung.
Yeah, just.
I don't know how you do that.
How fucking big was that needle? It had to have been like.
You mean how regularly big? We gotta stop.
It's just
we'll figure out the swearing thing.
Just a huge needle, and he's just like, all right, bruh, time for your painkiller.
I don't know, but
and just
Justin Herbert did fantastic.
Took him to overtime.
The first one,
23-20. So I'm like, you did pretty good.
You know what? The Super Bowl champions, even at a divisional opponent, given how bad the Chargers were last year, how great the Chiefs were, this was a great game. Even if you want to say maybe the referees weren't entirely impartial, there were more calls favoring the Chargers. I will say that, but. The fact that it's the Chiefs, how did you have such a good game? Especially with a rookie quarterback. That was fantastic. The Chargers, they have something to look forward to. I mean, I will say that. Justin Herbert is not a bad acquisition, and good on you. However, you did still lose, so that sucks to be a Chargers fan. I don't know how to double play this. But there's not a lot of Chargers fans to piss off.
You took the Chiefs to overtime, but you lost or whatever.
There's not a lot of Chargers fans to piss off with this assessment. You're not as good as the Chiefs. Weird. I know. Okay. Let's move on. Baltimore. Fucking Baltimore and Houston. Alright, you got all of this. Just roll through it quick.
Houston, I'm sorry. You guys got your asses kicked. That's all I gotta say.
It sucks that you played the Chiefs and the Ravens back to back.
Dude, the Chiefs got a really tough schedule. Or not the Chiefs. The Texans got a really tough draw. Like playing the Chargers.
What?
The Chiefs, the Ravens, and then the Vikings, and then like who the fuck's their fourth game?
The Chiefs, the Ravens, the goddamn Steelers, and then the Packers. Do you read anything?
No, I don't.
Okay, fair.
Sorry, guys. You guys got a really tough schedule. I hope you pull your heads out of your asses and beat the Steelers, but You didn't look very good against
The
the
Texans
Ravens.
might not
or the
be
Chiefs.
full trash, but against the Chiefs and the Ravens, you looked like trash.
No, their defense looked okay against the Ravens. Like, they did force us to field goals and shit, but...
Some field goals. And yet you still won by 3 scores. Go figure.
You know what's sad? Because I say that was a bad game for the Ravens, but we still won by 17 points. That's kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, we had a bad game, but we still won by 17. But
Stop fucking Ravens, man. Alright,
I feel sorry for you fucking Texans fans and your schedule, because that's a brutal schedule to start out with. That is brutal.
I think they played the Packers week 4, so it might be even more brutal, especially if they don't win tomorrow.
They need to win tomorrow.
Next up, goddamn, we're bad at keeping this. New England and Seattle. Seattle! Fucking hell!
You guys almost
were
Falcons.
Clearly
Falcons
one of the
session.
best teams in the NFC.
Clearly.
Do not be cute. Do not be dumb. You almost fucking gave...
You almost Falcons it. You came this close to Falconsing it.
You want to get cute on 3rd and 1. You controlled that game against the Pats despite the most errant pick 6 that I've seen all season. Granted, 2 games, but... Seahawks, you're a great team. Do not do this crap to you. And yet, you almost blew it at home to a coach, let's say, you should know better about. Don't regularly play with Belichick. Like, come on.
They were inferior, and you guys came this close to losing.
And you did it to yourselves. I want to say that. Now, I want you to get over your Seahawks bullcrap by week 5. You know, the Dolphins play next week. I'd rather you don't get over it until then.
Jamal Adams is awesome on the Seahawks, though.
Seahawks, you're clearly the premier NFC crop. Do not get ahead of yourselves. Do not do what you did to your almost.
Whatever you won, just forget about it.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like, you're good. You're not so good. You can get away with what you tried.
The Seahawks might win that division, dude.
No,
I think they are. They are NFC Championship team.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I picked them, but
yeah,
Christ, do not be dumb about that crap.
Russell Wilson's playing too freaking good right now. He's playing phenomenal right now to not be at least in the NFC Championship.
And Cam Newton's playing better than anyone expected.
Exactly.
Belichick's the mastermind. Fuck Tom Brady. Next game. Oh shit, that was it. We started. Okay.
Bye.
Really?
Already.
Cool. Yeah, okay. Click it.